Go.
Say what? Okay. Wow. What's going on? So cute. 5 o'clock summer.
Remember when one of our friends made us watch her have sex?
But weren't we watching from the window outside at one point? Remember? The door was open. The window.
And guess what? We watched.
And we are the
I
ones
was like,
that survived.
I have to go.
We used to be in the nightclub every night. There was like Jodeci on one side, Jamie Foxx.
We used to be blackout drunk. We were out in the streets.
No, we were
being
club
wild.
rats.
Yeah.
Let's be real. We were
Yes.
club rats in the
It was
clubs.
a different
Beef.
time. When did you and Rob start hooking up?
It started off as a joke to see if it would like ruffle your feathers.
Hey, Bobby. When you and Malika first started one another, was it like just to piss me off?
It was very passionate, great sex.
Gross.
You like that, Khloe?
Hi, ladies.
Hi, baby.
I'm so excited to have you guys on Khloé in Wonderland.
We are happy to be with Khloé in Wonderland.
We're drinking our tequila. Should we all have a
We
sip
are.
together?
I think we should.
Because you guys,
Cheers.
I feel like our
Bluetooth.
what?
She doesn't want to crack your
Does
crystal.
Bluetooth mean? Wow, you're so Gen Z. These are vintage Christian Dior glasses.
They're stunning. I have
That
them.
we
I
found
have
at
the
an
rainbow.
antique store.
I have the rainbow collection, but the highballs.
Rich. Malika.
Rich.
Aren't you guys? Aren't you girls?
Well, life before kids was very different for us three.
I agree.
Very different.
It was so fun.
It was so fun. I also think the times were different.
100% the times were different because no one even knows half of the stuff that we did, and we were pretty wild.
Yes, we were so wild, but that was the beauty. I think that's something that, I don't know, because then I look at like Kendall and Kylie and they do a good job of having like a private life and a public life. So I think that there is balance somewhere in there. But
sure.
I think that we're so lucky because we were able to go, we didn't have to facilitate and create these spaces where we could do fun things and be private. We were out in the streets.
No, we were
being
club
wild.
rats.
Yes.
Let's be real. We were
Yes.
club rats in
But
the
it was a
clubs.
different time.
Before
What
we
clubs
were
are there
allowed-
these days?
I mean, the
they
clubs exist,
exist.
but who wants to go? Like, they're not even the same. Remember when we were in Miami for Kim's Skims launch? Khadijah, the entire club, everybody had their phones out. First
And
of
they're
all,
recording the
and
whole
they're
thing.
recording the whole time.
I'm
I'm like,
like, what?
you guys have fun like this? We were like standing on tables. We never paid attention to anybody but ourselves.
But were they recording you guys or just in general?
No, I think just anything.
No,
like
anything.
If bottle service came out, they're like, oh my gosh. I'm like, flames. It's like, we were like, what is happening? It was crazy.
Insane.
But when we were younger, we used to be able to be blackout drunk, do whatever we want,
Yep.
make out with a guy in the club, leave,
Yeah.
don't
No
know
one
his
knew.
name.
No one knew.
But
Didn't
it
have a
was,
clue.
I don't know. I mean, early 2000s, is that when that was?
Okay, so we met
Before
in
that.
1999.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Isn't that crazy?
Prince was right.
So we met in 1999, but we got that was like, okay, so I think that was right before New Year's though, because we started hanging out in 2000. Am I right? Or am I like misstating
Well, I know we
this?
met when we were, so I turned 16 in,
June. Your birthday's in June.
yes, but I think, yeah, so I think like I was
So it was
14,
like June
15, so we met
2000s.
before.
Yeah.
And how we met was Malika's boyfriend at the time was he was a man, obviously, was
Yeah.
my male best friend.
Yes.
And it was 3 of us. I had a girl best friend and a guy best friend.
Does
and
she remain nameless?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was best friends with Nicole Richie and Andre Friedman. Can I say his name?
I don't care.
Okay.
Good
and
for him.
Andre, Nicole, and I were a trio. And Andre kept Malika and I apart, and Khadijah.
Yeah.
Kept us all apart from each other. We all knew that Andre had a girlfriend, but for some reason, he would not let us meet. And then one day, something was left behind that I had possession of, and I had to go to Andre's house, and Malika opens the door. And I'm like, who is this
mystery woman?
I love this woman. And
We talked for like 2 hours.
yes. And Malika and I were like, what are you doing later? And I don't know. We were like, let's go to a party. And when you're younger, to build a friendship is so easy and innocent.
It is.
And we were like, okay, let's go hang out later. And we hung out later. And then I remember meeting Khadijah, and I was like, there's two of them. And me and Khadijah and I became super, super close.
Absolutely inseparable.
What do you call it?
Well, because she didn't have time for us. Remember
No,
that?
she was
was
with
still in her
Andre.
always with her boyfriend.
And that's fine. And
Yeah.
we get, especially when you're 15 and 16, whatever.
Yeah.
You get it. And yes. And I remember Andre lived like 2 blocks away from my house. So we were there all the time. And Khadijah and I were together all the time.
No, she fell in love, and then we fell in love, and then it's like the rest is history.
Yes.
Then you guys became what did I used to call you guys? I think it was bumper buddies. The way you when you guys used
the
to like
car.
they both
was
drove
years ago.
Tahoes and they used to play bumper cars on the real road with their Tahoes. They would
Now that I'm hearing
get
her
to
say
red
this
light.
out loud, I'm
you
like,
guys
we
have to
would die
understand.
if our kids did.
You have
Yes,
to
we would
understand
die if
being
our
a
kids did that.
passenger in either one of your vehicles while you guys are playing bumper cars with your trucks is crazy.
I remember the first time I smoked weed was because Khadijah was like, just try this.
She used to do that to me
and
too.
I'm like, I don't want to try this. And she's like,
Hated
just
it.
try it.
It's horrible because I tell that story to this day. I was like, the people that you should never smoke weed with are Malika and Khloe.
Had to focus on breathing. I mean, smoking weed and me do not go hand in hand. So the funny thing about the twins, so I have a really bad memory, as they know, especially Malika. But I have a great memory at the same time. It's really weird. But when I'm like, wait, I ran into someone, I know her, but I don't know how. And like, I'll sneak a picture. And Malika's like, that's Jane from 1994. And you went to school with her. Like, she will give me the bio. I'm like, yes.
But I don't know anything about myself. I think that's a protective nature. Because like even if I don't care about the person, I'm like, oh no, I know who that is in your life. I think that I keep like a mental Rolodex. Like
it's
I keep
wild.
It's selective.
It's the same as the pictures you send me. Like, hey, I'm deleting this from my phone. Just keep it in yours.
No, it's
same
wild.
thing. Like
This
I'm
is
your
true.
vault.
We have vaults for one another, which is really crazy, but that's for another day.
to have that.
This
You
is
have
this
to
is
have
grave.
to.
This
Yeah,
is why
you
we
have
say
to
it.
have-
That's going
Take
to
it
the grave.
You got to have a vault person. And yes, so I will be like, wait, did I hook up with this person? Because I feel like I might have known this person before. Malika's like, yes.
You did.
You hooked up with him when you were 18. And I'm like, oh my God.
I swear
okay.
we had this conversation. She's like, God, why do I know this guy? I've seen him on a show or blah, blah, blah.
And I did.
was
She's like, no, you hooked up
I said,
with
you
him.
really don't remember him? She's like, no, I don't. She's like, but he looks really familiar. Did we like hang out with him? I said,
like,
Khloe,
you
I
did.
used to pick you up from his house. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah.
Again, that's
Selective
selective
memory.
memory.
I know. I
Everything
think
can't
that's what
stay.
makes real friendships go round.
Yeah.
Selective memory.
That's
And
it.
it's fine.
Some people are there to stay, and then some people have to leave, and their memory has to go along with them.
The people that I'll see, and I'm like, are we okay? Because we're not. And I'm like, I hooked up with that person.
I
And by
know.
hooking
I
up
don't
doesn't
have a
always mean
lot. I don't have a
sex.
lot.
No,
of
we didn't
ones
have-
like that though.
What?
I have one specifically that I'll probably have to see forever, but it's
Grave?
not even that. No, it's not even a great.
Say his
no, I'm
name.
just saying I see so many. No, I see men that I like dated and hung out with.
We
say in
all
my
have.
20s, right? Like I can't avoid them. Sports Center. Wherever it is, I'm like, I'll never not see this person ever again. But it's just funny. That's how I get my flashbacks. I'm like, oh my God.
Sports Center flashback?
Yeah, like
Does it-
retired
She's the goat.
athletes. Like
She is the
You
goat
know.
with her roster.
Yes.
It's
I know.
a good one.
I have
but
a good roster, you guys.
yeah, you do have a good roster.
I did. If for all intents and purposes, if you were
They're going to do
outside
a 30
dating,
on 30 on you.
I know. I don't think it's 30, but I must have had a good top 5.
Have you not seen?
I don't even know anything
TV
about
show.
sports.
It's a
for real.
TV show. It's not about 30
Okay. I
on
thought you meant I had 30 on 30. I'm like, Jesus, Khloe.
No, I'm not shaming anybody.
No,
First
but, like,
of all,
at
a
lea-
body
I had a
count is not for
really
me to
good-
call out.
Right.
We just talked about our loyalty.
Don't count right now.
No. I
count.
definitely had like a good 4.
Obviously.
Like a really
starting
good-
5 for sure.
I mean, couldn't obtain that all
NBA
at one
final.
time.
I mean, what is it? All-Star game.
Yes.
Yeah, definite NBA All-Star.
And a USA team.
Isn't that crazy? Look at me from 20 to 40, and now look at me.
One of my top questions were, people want to know what like partying was like back in the day.
For us?
For us, yes.
So let's just start with the fact that we were in 21 and over clubs well before we were 21.
Risque.
Didn't matter. We didn't even have to
Living on
have
the edge.
fake IDs. Wait, at one point, I think you used to take Courtney's, though, when she got back
First
from
of all,
college.
that just shows how much they do
Don't
not check a
don't
fake
care.
ID. I'm
Yeah.
5'10". She's 5 foot on a good day. She
They
has
didn't
black
care.
hair. I always had blonde,
Blonde hair.
Like
Platinum
platinum
blonde.
blonde.
Platinum blonde.
We
They used to call you
Court-
Brittany
Yeah,
hanging
yes.
out with us.
Court and
They'd be
I
like,
look-
so who's Brittany? He's like, what? Who's Brittany? And they'd be like, oh, she has blonde hair. Got it.
it would be me.
Oh, so clever.
We look nothing alike, Court and I would steal her ID to go to a club. So that's how
Yeah.
much people were not paying attention. They just, you had to show something.
That was crazy. But I'm going to tell you, I had a conversation with a guy, a friend of mine that used to own nightclubs back in
If
the
you
2000s.
say Snatch,
No, but
Oh.
he was, Snatch was one
Shout
of his.
out to
were the
Snatch.
days.
Yes, that was, wasn't
Monday
that,
nights at Snatch.
that was, what was his name? What was his name?
Stop.
Who? The club promoter?
Yes.
You know his name.
Yeah, Monday nights, whatever. I can't think at the moment, but forgive me.
Okay, now my
No,
memory.
anyway,
lapse.
someone that was in competition with them because he had the nightclub or whatever. We were talking about it. I was like, "Are you kidding me? We used to be in the nightclub every Monday night. There was like Jodeci on one side, Jamie Foxx, whatever hot basketball player. There was no adults wanted to get in the club, and our little childish selves were there every Monday having the time
Couldn't
of our
have
lives.
told us otherwise.
What?
We were
meant to be there.
we were meant to be there, and we thought we were. You know, you think you look of age, and of course we did not.
We didn't, but they didn't care.
No, it was a different
No
time.
one cared. Yeah.
I met Lamar in a club with you and Rob. I don't know if you were there.
No, it was in New
No,
Orleans.
yeah.
At
You
least
in
we
New
were
Orleans.
I heard all about it the
Yeah,
next day, though. I was
obviously.
like,
That's how I
gosh,
met-
I'm missing
I
all the
well,
fun.
I don't know if anyone knows this, but I didn't care. I was like, I know who Lamar Odom is, like clearly, but I felt like he was trying to kidnap Khloe. And you know how protective I am. I was just like, he's a nice guy, but like, you cannot take my friend with you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. And Rob's like, he's a Laker. And I'm like, I don't care.
We went to, it was Ron Artest was having a welcome to LA party.
Yes.
And the Lakers asked for me or whoever threw this party for Ron, asked me to go. And Rob was like, please, we have, like Rob was with us all the time
Yeah.
at
He's
this
like,
point.
we have
Yeah.
to go to this.
And Rob was like, oh my gosh, we have to go. It's a Laker thing. I do everything for you. You have to do this one for me. I was like, sure, let's go. And so I went, and yeah, because Ron and Lamar were really good friends. And I went to this party. I forget what club it was at. And I met Lamar, and we have photos from that night even. And Rob was like, this is amazing. I'm going to finally hang out with like guys. Like he
yeah.
was so excited
He
to
was.
finally be around like
Bless his heart.
guys.
What little brother wouldn't want that, though?
It's true.
Like, you want your big sister to date, like, the guys that you look up to. Why not?
No, it was amazing. And we were so fed up. You guys, we used to in Atlanta stay at the Embassy Suites,
Was that where we were staying?
and we
Were
would
we in Buckhead?
I think so. And it would
On
be
Peachtree.
5 of us.
Oh, then maybe
And
that's
we
not
would
that good.
all collect our money together and get, remember, it would be like those, it would be 2 queen beds, and it was just a place to change our clothes.
No, literally.
We were
'cause
not
we
there.
barely slept.
Your cousin was with us.
Oh, Kanisha.
Yes.
She was. That's a good party friend if you ever
And
need one.
it was her and one other person. I don't remember the 5th. And there was always 5 of us. Maybe it was 4. I have photos, so I can tell you. Was it Brandy?
Oh, I know. No. That trip, it was just the 4 of us. I know what you're talking about when we went to the Falcons game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was.
But
a
then we
different
made
weekend.
friends that time.
Yes.
You
obviously.
both did.
Oh, we had no problem
those-
making friends.
No problem.
And they would
whatsoever.
usually be best friends, and we'd be best friends. It was perfect fit.
Oh my
It worked out.
No, and we had good times.
And now that I think about it, remember we ended up dating two best friends that lived like they had houses like 3 or 4 doors away from each other.
We talked about the same trip.
Yeah. Running back and forth up and down their street. I'm going to see Khloé. I'm going to see Khadijah. Where are you going? I'm running to that house. I'll be right back.
We love dating friends.
That was fun though, because a lot of people can't say that they did that.
No.
Wherever you went.
No. God, I miss these days. I wish life was still like this, that you could just
You
date
guys,
people
I
and get
think
away
it's
with
coming
it.
back.
Okay.
I have to believe. No, if you really think you're settling in, like, we're not old women.
She has a
No,
point.
I'm not saying that, but when can we go to a place? Like, how do you meet people now?
I mean, I think really through other people. We're not like app people. We're not going to go on a dating site or something like that. But I think we have to live more of like a private life, like Kendall and Kylie. They have so much fun and nobody knows.
I mean, think about it. For the first time in a really long time, all 3 of us are single.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Crazy.
You got married. I got married. You got divorced. I'm getting divorced. We have kids, but
And I'm
we are
just sitting
all
here.
single.
I don't care. I'm kidding.
No, you already said it. You're going to do it one time.
One time.
You won't be like us.
It's okay.
You can never be mad at love, ever.
You know, we always talk about relationship red flags, the things to avoid. But what if we flipped that and focused on green flags instead? The signs that tell us a friendship or relationship is actually healthy, supportive, and worth investing in. If you're not sure what those green flags look like, therapy can help. It's a great way to recognize what makes a relationship strong, practice those healthy behaviors, and even embody that green flag energy yourself. Whether you're dating, married, strengthening friendships, or just working on you, it's time to build relationships that love you back. Therapy has been a game changer for so many people, not just for navigating challenges, but for learning positive coping skills, setting boundaries, and becoming the best version of yourself. Therapy isn't just for major life crises. It's about growth, self-awareness, and building the life and the relationships that you actually want. That's where BetterHelp comes in. It's an affordable, fully online therapy platform that's helped over 5 million people worldwide connect with licensed professionals. With a diverse network of over 30,000 credentialed therapists, you can find someone who truly gets you. And if it's not the right fit, you can switch therapists anytime at no extra cost. So if you're ready to start recognizing your relationship green flags, give BetterHelp a try. Visit betterhelp.com/Khloe today to get 10% off of your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Khloe. Take the step, because the best relationships start with a better you.
So how are you guys looking for dating now? If it's not apps, it's just through invites?
I think it's referral.
I need energy. Like, I actually have to meet someone and, like, I can say if that's, like, a vibe or something I click with. But I could never. Akila says, that's our sister, she says that I should go let someone, like, matchmake me. She's like, that's what she says. I don't know. There's so many
Like
services out
like
there.
a
Like,
service.
yeah, she's like, there are so many like high profile people that like don't have time to go on 30 dates a month and whatever.
30
so
dates a month?
I know, because a lot of men
Like,
don't
is that
sit at
the
home and cook dinner for
requirement?
themselves. They go to dinner with women every night. And that's like that's how they vet and like whatever. They don't care about like paying for the bill. Doesn't matter. They have dinner and energy, and then
So would you go on a matchmaking service?
possibly, because if someone was like just dedicated to finding someone that's like for me, then it would kind of cut out a bit of the riffraff.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah. It's expensive, but
Oh, is it?
it is.
I think you get what you pay for.
I know.
Khadijah, how are you meeting people?
I think it's when I get out of the house. It's when I least expect it.
So you're
say
socializing.
Yes. Yes.
Old her pops right out. Can I speak for you for a second?
Please.
Remember how Khadijah would just like walk up to anyone?
Oh, yeah. No, she's
still
bold and brave.
I watched her and I literally was like, wow, I haven't seen this in so long. The way she just like pointed at him and she was like, and he walked his ass over. I was like, wow. Like, I could never do it.
Well,
but
you've
I
never
was,
been that person.
I'm so not
Yeah.
her. I barely speak to people that speak to me. I was shocked.
No, Khadijah's always been like masculine energy. Like, I will take what I want. I see what I want. I'm going to
You
claim
are
it.
too.
Oh, no, I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Yes.
that's where our likeness comes in, and we'll do it
I'm
for
not
you.
shy. If I see someone, I'm like, hi.
Yeah,
The bold and the
Come
beautiful.
here. Yeah.
and I keep telling her,
here
I'm
for
like,
it.
women need to be more assertive, not like. I mean, I think a guy has to give you something, right? They say the way a guy knows a girl is interested, look at him and at least give a smirk or a smile, right? And then for women, you kind of want men to do the
I don't know if
exact same
people
thing.
know how to flirt anymore with social media. They're just like, they send an emoji.
No,
Grow up.
no, it's not enough. I
Don't
like the
send me an
real,
emoji.
like, I want the real interaction. You know, like I want to. You have to give me an eye or like a double take or
double
something.
eye.
Yeah, like something that gives me the signal. So I'm not going to do it
I
without
had a
anything.
really good double take in New York, and I just regret it.
Why?
Why?
What was
He's
the double
married
take?
now, and I can't stand his wife.
I'm like, who's you talking
Who are you
about?
talking about? Is he a brother? Does he have brothers?
He has brothers.
He has brothers.
Okay.
I know who you're
Yeah,
talking
and
about.
he's one when I see him.
You're
like,
still thinking about this person? This is
he's
years
still-
ago.
And mind you, I saw him at someone's birthday party, and across the room, and I told Khadijah, and I was like, "Oh,
This is crazy.
God,
that
I
you're
failed that one." And then she was like,
And
Khadijah
you
was
made
like,
this the person you made out with?
yeah. And then someone tapped me on my shoulder. I turned around, and it was him, and he was like, "Hey," and I was like, "Oh God."
He's
He's like,
gorgeous.
I think he's amazing. And then he was like, "Oh my God, you had a baby." And I was like,
When
"Please."
was this?
Like, don't bring up my child.
Okay, this was like probably 2 years ago.
You're still thinking this guy.
I
when
can't
this
help it.
happened, she could not stop talking about
I
him.
remember. I think she called us both. Like,
I think it was love at first sight.
at least
But
for her.
he's married to somebody else.
But he's married to
yes.
someone else. It's
For
an
you.
accident. He'll
Why
realize it in a
did you
couple
not
years.
make a bigger deal out of it then?
I think I don't.
She doesn't capitalize on it. This is what I'm saying. If a guy gives you a little bit, it's okay.
Choking on what could have been.
See?
Malika doesn't have a gag reflex.
I don't.
Everyone,
Have
if you
you
guys
ever?
care. I don't know if you've ever remember when one of our friends made us watch her have sex.
That was the best to this day.
Wait,
okay.
who did that?
You don't
You don't remember that?
I'm not
Hold on,
going to
just
name
give me
We
a
left
hint.
the
what.
club.
Just give me a
Okay,
hint.
I got
She's
it.
a sister,
She has a
Okay.
sister.
She has a
and she was
sister.
dating a high profile rapper.
and she had
And
sex.
we were in the club and he did not come to the club. And then we all were a little inebriated and she's like,
I
I'm gonna
also
go
dated
to his
someone
house
that was
related
friends with
to him.
Yeah, related to him.
Okay.
And
she said
they all
we're-
lived together, and they said, "Come to the house," and you're gonna. She was in revenge mode, and she said, "You guys are
She
gonna
was-
sit
yeah.
in the room." And all of a sudden, they started having sex. We're all in the room, and we're
But
like,
weren't
my
we
God,
watching
I
from the window outside at one point? Remember, because he thought it was weird that she wanted us to watch,
And she was
It
made him.
started,
and then she made him.
no.
Yeah.
Did-
You remember, we were
Yeah.
outside.
We were outside
Khloe,
at first. The door was
at
open
the window.
Now you
outside.
remember?
Yeah,
You
now
just
I
didn't
do because
remember
now
at
I
all.
know. Now I know who you're talking about.
Yes, we
And
had
then-
to watch. That was the one and only time I've saw in real life
Yeah.
them. I mean that.
I mean,
you
we were all
guys?
pretty close. That was about as close as I want to be to somebody.
I don't
like,
care how close you are to
I don't know that I
someone.
wanna
It's
watch
for you to be like,
either
You're
of you
gonna
guys."
watch me have sex.
Yeah, I don't think I could.
No,
No.
I'm good. We're
I mean,
good.
there's a couple ways that we'll never know each other, and I'm okay with that.
I'm
Yeah.
great with
I'm
that.
very okay with
And guess
that.
what? We watched,
And we are the
I
ones
was like,
that survived.
I have to go.
Yeah.
This is we're good here.
Hilarious.
Wild.
The
Yes.
things we've done. My
Wow.
goodness, the stories are like endless.
My
It's a
mom
good
won't be
life.
thrilled with that story, but that's okay.
No, but it's a good. But it's a good life, quite honestly.
It's a great life. So I dated someone.
No. You went on a date.
Yes, I went on a date.
You went
with
on
someone.
a date, and it was set up by your mom, right?
My mom and Gunnar
And
Peterson,
Gunnar.
because Gunnar was training this individual. He was a
Yeah.
basketball player, played for
Such a pusher.
one of the LA teams. And us three were in the kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
and we were like talking together. And I was like, my mom was not involved in the conversation, but her office was off to the kitchen. And I was like, so-and-so isn't calling me back, yada, yada. And we're just chatting. And she's like, what are you guys talking about, girls? And we're like, just this guy won't call me back. She's like, well, how many dates did you go on? I'm like, well, just like one or two.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, did you give him a BJ? And
we were like,
what? And she goes, did you give him a BJ? I go, I went on like one or
date.
2 dates with him. No. And she goes, well, that's why he's not calling you back. And
Best
she
story ever.
just turned around and I'm like,
Went back to her office.
I remember looking at you like,
and I was
God, she's the
mortified.
goat. Like, clearly,
No.
she knows something we don't know.
She's like, if you're dating and you want to act like you're dating, ma'am, I'm telling you, he's wasting his time.
And I was mortified that my mom said this in front of
your
my friends. I
No,
was
but
like,
I loved her for that kind of honesty and rawness. I remember, like, after Andre, she's like, I know you're sad. I know it's difficult. Life goes on. You will live. I promise you, you'll do better than him in life. I mean, when I say she just kept it real, she's like, I respect your feelings, but get up off of that thing. And there's so much more life to live, and you'll see.
oh, my mom would give us advice.
No,
and I would
she
be
was
mortified.
the game dropper.
I would be mortified every time. I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. I mean,
Well, here's the thing. This is one of I take a lot of pages out of your mother's book, but one of the main ones is like,
put this, you're useless
Clutter.
things by your mouth. Put it by
Okay.
your mouth, bitch.
it's close. One other thing, one of the main things I take out of her book is your mother transitions very well from being a mother to children to being a mother to adults. She's not like, I'm trying to stop you from growing up. I'm trying to stop. She's like, no, this is where you are. I'm going to guide you and gauge you.
Yeah.
So that you make better decisions in this. Okay, you didn't make a great decision. I'm going to make this decision a better decision. That is something I've always picked up from her. So I kind of like looked to her for that kind of stuff in my teens. I was like, God, this woman is smart. This woman has a lot of daughters. This woman really loves her family. She doesn't she's not judging me because I had a boyfriend and she knew I was having sex and I'm young. She's like, oh, you were great. So how was he to you? Oh, he wasn't? Yeah, we don't accept that. Like, she always kind of like coached us up and made us feel better about where we were and what we were doing. That's like putting a battery in a young person's back and telling them they can be better than what they've been. Yeah. Like, to me, that should be like applauded. I never was like, cringe moment. And I know because she's your mom, when you're young, you kind of feel like,
You cringe about your mom till this day. And I'm like, I
know,
your
but my
mom
mom is
Shout out
such a
to Beverly.
saint. Beverly is
She
a
is.
saint. She's like, you go to my mom when you want prayer, when you want like full advice. I'm like, Mom, I
don't go
hate
to
him.
my
She's like,
mom for
you
that.
don't use those words. No, I can't. If I want to go off, I can't go to my mom for that. Like, I
My
still do,
mom
and she accepts it.
Would come and wake us up in the morning. Get up. What are you? Remember when 9/11 happened?
Sleeping at your
know.
house
Yeah,
was
when
crazy.
9/11 happened,
If
that was
you
crazy.
slept
She was
at Khloe's
screaming like
house-
there was a murderer in the house.
Well, there was a murderer.
There was a murder.
There was a murderer in the
on her
United States,
TV.
but it's like, I think we had went to the club.
Oh my God. Well, we
It
didn't
was like-
know that was going to happen.
No, we had
obviously,
no idea, but we were
s-
out and we had maybe been asleep for like 2 or 3 hours before she started screaming and like
screaming,
running
yeah.
in and out of your room like, oh
And
my
she
God.
made. I remember she made us get to the TV, and we actually saw,
we saw the
second
second. Yeah.
live on TV because of she was like screaming, and
Chris
then
said-
we had to leave the house, but we weren't allowed to go to the Beverly Center. Remember,
No
she wouldn't
malls.
let us.
Oh
go
no!
to
Remember
any
our
mall.
moms? They were so strict. They were like, we were like, can we go to the nail shop? It's been a week. They were like, Beverly, Chris, nope. Like, if you're not in my house and you're not in her house, you cannot go
No, it
anywhere.
was-
But also,
insane.
your dad was very influential in that as well. He
Yeah.
protected us a lot. He's like, are the kids going to school? No one's going to school. We're bunkering down. Like, no one's doing anything. Like, and your mom was exactly like the pillar of strength. No shocker.
I sometimes forget that you guys knew my dad. I just forget that.
No,
my,
oh my God.
I love stories of my dad.
I
know.
remember calling
love
your
him.
dad's house when you lived with your dad too late, just thinking you would answer it on the first ring, and your dad would answer. I'd just hang up on him, and then Robert would be like, when I'd get to the house, he'd be like, "You called last night?" I'm like, "I did. I'm sorry. I thought Khloe would have answered." I missed those days.
I don't know if I can get in trouble now, but I used to shoplift from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Can I get in
crystals.
trouble? I know.
You-
Just make a big donation.
It was a thing, right? Like
No,
being a
it was.
klepto. Was
You know
like
what
a
it was?
thing.
It was fun for Khloe to see if she could get away with things.
certain things.
Because your personality
Oy.
was like a little more like you always wanted a rise because you're a spark plug. Nothing's, I mean, you've changed a little now, but at the
I want to be a
time,
spark plug again. I want to be
I'm
a
telling you,
firework.
it's coming back, you guys. You're
I
not
want
going to
it for
steal.
My dad
but-
would say, I will fund any business you have as long
Mm-hmm.
as you have a reputable business. So
Yeah,
we were
I
like,
feel
we
so
want
stupid for this.
vodka lollipops.
We did.
But we
said
were under
wanted-
21.
But none of us
And my
were
dad
of
said,
age.
well, I find that weird. You know what vodka tastes like if you're under 21. I was
And we were like,
"You're
huh?
right.
What do you
I don't know
mean?"
what this tastes
He was like, "How is that business model going to work for you guys if you're
and he
you're
would make
21?"
us write a business. My dad died when I was 19. And so, but my dad would make us write out a business plan and everything. So then one of them was decorating denim.
Well, let us,
Yes.
we're going to tell you exactly
And the
what happened.
decorating denim. Oh, what? Tell us what
We
exactly
bedazzled-
I'm going to tell you
happened,
exactly
'cause
what happened.
bedazzled.
So,
We bedazzled everything. Him
but this
stealing
is
from.
why we even had time to do this. So the
Shout
three
out
of
to-
us,
sponsor this
We did
episode.
purchase some. We did purchase.
we did. she sold them.
She was like, "What? That's $5 a pack, and we only get 5. Just put all of them in the bag." What?
Just put them all in my sweatshirt.
She's like, don't worry, I'm just going to walk out with that.
Oh,
But we had all this time on our hands because the three of us were in home studies. All of us were basically done with our high school education before our senior year. So we had so much ample time to do like whatever.
so stay in school.
But one day your
Stay.
dad walks in the house and he's like, you know, every day I come home, you guys are just like sitting here. Like, what are you going to do with your lives? It's your, you know, your senior years are coming. You got to figure out what you're going to do. Like, you can't just waste your time in your life. And I was like, oh, that's what it's like to have a dad. That's so cool. And then I was like, damn it, Khloe, answer, say something.
Yeah.
And he's like, fine. And then Chloe's like, no, Dad, we want to start a business. Then we come up with this stupid alcohol business and we're not of age. And then we're like, fine, we're going to like jewel clothing. Then she starts stealing. We
just
thought
let it go.
we didn't
We
know
needed
what
a
we were
higher
doing.
profit.
Yeah, we needed
I was
to,
smart.
yeah, she was like, our profit margin is like 100. We didn't
Yeah. If
we didn't
I
pay
s-
for any of this.
Yeah, that was, and shout out to the in Encino.
I
Yes.
know. God bless them.
Oy.
They're closed now. Huh?
Crazy.
Are they? Probably because of me. Oy.
She said probably because of me.
But I love I'm so sorry.
Love them.
It's the vibes, good times.
Remember that time when I slept with a married man? I didn't know he was married.
Well, that's happened to all of us a couple of times because sometimes men can be liars.
Men are the biggest liars. And I didn't know he was married until he flew me and us to his place in Las Vegas. And I said, who is this woman on your wall? And he goes, oh, my wife. I go,
Oh, like
I'm
the
sorry,
baseball
what?
player that I made you come with me to Newport to visit. And Chloe's like, hey, just so you know, I was just
talking to the
ba-
microphone, Malika.
Sorry, Chloe's like, just so you know, I just walked to the bathroom and across from the bathroom is like
Family photo.
a family photos and a woman and this, that, and the other. And I go, what?
Men
and she goes,
ain't shit.
like, literally, I'm like, Khloe, I'm going to go on a date with this guy. And she's like, oh, okay. And I'm like,
This is
"But you-
like before Google was a
Well,
thing.
okay, and I
yes,
was-
like,
I'm
and,
so- you
and
just-
she's going, she's going, just go on a date, have fun. She's not scared. I'm scared. So she's like, I'm like, well, will you come with me?
Yeah.
So I tell
We
him,
didn't
I'm
do
like,
anything
I'll
alone.
come to Newport, but my best friend's coming with me. He's like, oh, okay. And
I
then
saw a
she
family
caught
photo.
everything.
He
if I hadn't brought her,
but he collected the rest. He collected all the other family photos and forgot
was
one.
missed
snooping a
one.
little
It's
bit.
And I
She
was
snooping a
snooping,
little
and
bit.
I
She
said,
was
"Oh,
snooping a little bit.
There's a family photo, just like the person in, but the one in Vegas." I go, "Who are you?" I'm like looking at his walls. I'm like, "Who are you posing?" You were there,
Yeah.
by the way.
Like a prom picture.
Yeah. I go,
Yeah.
"Who's this woman in the photo with you?" He's like, "My wife. You know, I'm married."
you know,
Because
No,
you disclosed that? How was I
Since
supposed
when
to
would
know?
I know? I remember we
Liar.
all left.
so I think everybody has to take their kind of like,
No, but
Their
men are just so
strides.
and dusty and gross.
they know what they're doing. That's why they pick younger girls.
They're gross.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many people know this about you and I, but at one point you became my assistant.
A long point.
A long point. How was that experience for you? And how did that even get started?
It was the best experience.
Okay.
Because I got to be with my best friend every day. And you had to pay me for it.
Right? That's amazing.
No, but honestly, after Khadijah and I ended,
And
I mean, not it wasn't like an intentional
Khadijah and I
end.
ended.
It's a choice of
Here's the
words.
thing. Sorry. But she moved on to progress her family and get married, moving out of the state. And I was like, okay, I have to have a job. And that's when I started working at Dash with you. I was like, hey, what's going on? Do you guys need anyone to work at Dash? And you're like, yeah, it's just me and my sisters, but you can come work with us. So I was like, perfect. And I was like, I went from one security blanket to another security blanket. So working at Dash was fun. Girls, clothes. But I was like, as you guys started filming the show and you weren't in the store with me as much, my desire to work in the store kind of left me.
Yes.
And you could tell. You were like, Malika, you don't really want to be here, do you? And I was like, no, I mean, I do. I loved it more when you were here, but I need a job. I don't know what's going to happen with my acting career, whatever. And you're like, well, why don't you just like come work with me? You can be with me. And that's how I became your assistant. I was like, oh my God, I want to be with you. I don't want to stay here if you're not here all the time.
And how were we as boss and assistant?
I think we were great. I think that you were so busy that it was nice if I could have coffee with you in the morning, even if I had to bring it. It's still kind of like, no, it's the truth. It's still like, it was.
Even if I had to bring
I don't give a damn. I kind of just felt like,
I poured your sugar.
even if I had to bring that
I
creamer
enjoyed it.
and you're like, that's not enough creamer. I said, all right, baby, you want more creamer? You're going to get more creamer. I felt like it was I was so happy to see you progress in an area that I didn't even think, I knew for a fact that you didn't think you were going to.
Okay.
She's like, we're going to film this season of this show. And like, I don't know if we're ever going to do it again. You're the one family member that didn't want to do it.
Court and I hated it.
Yeah. And I was like, and your mom was like, hey, these cameras are going to walk in, sign this thing right here. And I was like, oh, okay. Signed it, moving right along. I was, well, here's the thing. That's what you do with your friends. You support whatever they're doing. Whatever I did, you supported. So it wasn't a question in my mind. Although it was very uncharted territory for all of us, I still wanted to be with you. I was like, either I'm going to be with her, I'm going to be with you. And that's how it ended up working out, which is like a blessing. How many people get to say that they can work successfully with their best friend? Most of
When
them,
did you and Rob start hooking up?
Well, it started off as a joke. It started off as a joke to see if it would like ruffle your feathers. This is once you and Lamar were married and Robert was living in your home and I'm there every day.
Let's call Rob and see if he.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, Bobby.
Yo.
I'm here with the twins, so not to put you on the spot, but when you and Malika first started one another, was it considered a joke? Like just to piss me off? Or
what I
what'd you
said.
say? I'm sorry, I
I
forgot.
said at first we were like,
Oh, just to piss me
messing
off.
with you.
Just to
like,
mess
It was a
with you.
you were
joke at
dating
first.
to
She said it
mess
was a
with you.
joke. That's what I said. I thought.
Yeah, everything in my life is a joke.
Hi, Rob.
Hey,
Love you. Miss you.
what's up? I love you guys.
I love you
you too,
more.
bud.
But she just told the story of how it started, and because I said, "How did?"
Yeah, she thinks I'm a joke. That's
No, Robert, don't let your sister stir you.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
I was gonna. I love him. You know he's not serious.
It definitely wasn't a joke.
No, it wasn't a joke for me either. I just meant like initially when we were like filming the show and like,
You love me.
I still love you. I will always love you, whether romantically or not.
He said, "I'm just kidding."
No, no, I love you. I'm just kidding about you telling me you love me.
You're a clown, Rob.
See?
See, you don't take me seriously.
But no, it was all fun and games and great games.
Great games.
Gamesmanship.
Great gamesmanship.
I'm kidding. It was all.
Do you want to disclose anything about
What do you mean? What about?
the sexcapades? Yeah, since
It
she
was
said,
great. It was great sex.
"Oh, nice. Okay, thank you."
It was very passionate and very good.
We're two Pisces.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was a great, passionate connection.
I
It was
cannot
great.
believe.
It was
What
everything
year is
I
it?
needed.
It was so long ago.
Gross.
You like that, Khloe?
No, Rob.
No, I don't even know why you asked. You don't want to
asked.
hear this.
I don't know why I asked either. I honestly.
Khloe, you literally asked to marry me the other day. Now you're doing this.
What? I will always marry you, but I am Bobby Kardashian now.
No. We're not gonna do this. That's
We're
gross.
not-
We're not
You
doing
can't
that.
take my name.
Bob and Bob together forever.
Who's Bob and Bob? What, your Bob haircut?
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you for
she's so
noticing.
clever.
Shit, Rob.
Yeah, you better notice everything, Bobby.
Of course, I love a Bob.
Oh, Malika has a Bob. Do you know how many people I've hooked up with that I didn't know were married until after we'd done the deed?
Yeah, there's a lot of bad people out there, clearly.
Thank you,
A lot of
Bobby.
shady people.
Thank you, Bobby.
Agreed. You're not one of them,
You know
sir.
what I'm saying?
No, not me.
That person could have lied to you or whatever. And
Yes. And if I tell you the story, you know all about it.
He does. He
He's the
definitely
best
does.
brother.
I'm sure you do. Okay. Well, I love you. Thank you. This has been great.
run. Die.
Love you, Rob.
We're coming to see
I
you.
love you. I love you guys.
Love you too, baby.
Okay, we love you.
Good to hear from y'all.
Likewise.
you
Thanks for
too.
playing.
Bye, French Bob.
Bye.
Can Rob come to dinner?
Malika's tickling his pickle over there.
It's isn't it? I don't. Is it just me?
I haven't tickled any pickles, guys.
You could tickle
Not
a little
yet.
cucumber before it's pickled if you want. Are you tickling his cucumber?
Give it a little.
Maybe a little cucumber.
Okay, cucumber girl. You're the new Kendall Jenner.
You would die. You would die.
I've gotten
You
honestly
died back then. You would die
because
now.
you went behind my back and were
It wasn't
my
behind
brother.
your. It
You'd
wasn't
have to
behind
I
your
died
back. It
for
wasn't
a
behind
second.
your back. Was I supposed to say, "Hey, Khloe, just an announcement"?
Yes.
Yeah.
You
It wasn't
were.
a plan.
If I was f***ing Jamal, would you be
Yeah.
like,
I mean,
that's
just tell me
okay?
afterwards, like I told you.
But you didn't tell me until I found out. Yes.
No, it
Oh,
didn't
she
really go that
admitted.
way. I admitted
So
to
was
it.
admittance?
I
No,
admitted to
it's
it.
because I stumbled upon.
She wasn't around actually when it happened. She was on a road trip with her current husband. So it
No,
actually
back
happened
then,
while they
current.
were gone.
First of all, yes, I should have known that you're having intercourse with my family member and
Sibling. Very
sibling.
different.
Yes, my brother,
Do I owe you an apology?
who him and I could be fraternal twins.
I
No,
just
maybe.
want to know,
you
do
don't
I
owe me
owe
an
you an
apology. But what I'm
apology?
saying is, if I were to sit
Because
on your
it-
brother's dick, I would be calling you right afterwards.
you know
be like,
what?
Malika, by the
But
way,
see, you know what? That's not her.
First of all,
She
Yes.
doesn't like. She's not
No, no.
comfortable. Like you know.
good.
Yeah.
we see
You guys are
each
so
other.
great. I'm like, hold on one second.
Hold on,
Khloe.
Khadijah. I just spit on your brother's dick and I moisturized it with my saliva.
that is really too far.
But that's buck and pork. She's just a little
I'm
bit
not
more
in the
reserved.
equation.
Are you wearing pantyhose?
Well, yeah, I have to. These are too small for me.
These your pantyhose.
You're wearing pantyhose?
You already said she's so classy. This one, no?
Lift your foot up.
No, I'm not lifting my foot up.
Malika, show them your pantyhose.
They're just like little like socks.
That is Granny
Babe,
Central.
why
if
do you want me
anyone
to
wants
ruin-
to date Malika, please
Buy her
swipe
some
into her
pantyhose.
direct messages at Malika. Is it Hawk? Yeah. Or is it just at Malika?
I think it's just Malika.
It's just
At Malika. Please find
No,
us
I
sexy.
don't like her. I don't like her. In case you wanted to know.
Just make sure you put a rip in those
the
pantyhose.
fact that she's so into my feet right now.
We love you.
We love you.
And ladies, I love you guys.
I love you more.
Are we going to eat pasta?
We're going to eat pasta.
I can't wait.
And thank you guys so much for being on Khloe and Wonderland with me.
Thank
Khloe
you
is
so
a
much.
Wonderland.
We're so
Khloe.
proud of you.
Thank you. I love you guys.
Love you.
Love you more.
We are in Wonderland together forever.